Okay, you're gonna need to kind of read over the steps and the examples that were was done for you. Number one, to help you problem solve with the complex circles. So on number one, notice that, and I'm gonna get into the video explanation, but just kind of recap real quick. So if you notice that I've underlined key information and I always label your diagram and I always find all arc measures, everything on the outside. Go ahead and find that. Now on this example here, we know we have a diameter, the BO or BOA. So because we have this 130, we know our missing side, and I think I wrote it in the explanation here, but I didn't put it on the diagram. So get in the habit of doing it in the diagram. So kind of read through these steps, and we're going to apply these steps on the next problem, which was here. So if you needed help with number two, I'm going to walk through that. So I underlined the key information. I went ahead and label. I knew that we had some tangents and some secants. I knew I had the arc of DA 56. I put that in green. The arc of DB was 112. Put that in light blue. And I know that there's a ratio of arc AC to CB being 3 to 1. So basically, the AC is a bigger arc to our BC. This is 3 to 1. I went ahead and changed that to 3x to x. So what we first want to do is come up with an equation to solve for x. So if I add, I know that I'm using my sum of my arcs or the exterior angle, um, or the sum of a circle. I know it's 360, so I can add these up and come up with my equation. So 3x and x, we have 4x plus the 56 and 112. That would make sure I got everything. Yeah. Oops, equals our 360, and then we want to solve for x, which gives us our 4x equals 192, and so x would equal 48. So now that I know what x is, I know that and I'm going to fix this real quick, I know my arc BC, arc BC is now 48 because that was the x, and then our AC, which was 3x, we can go ahead and change that, and our AC is going to be 144. Now that I have all my arc measures, I'm going to do step 2, which is to solve for the missing parts. So our parts that we're trying to solve for was determine the measure of angle CEB. So if I look at the angle CEB, I got to kind of identify where it's at. Well, this point here is our center. So that means that is an interior angle. Angle CEB is an interior angle, so I need to use my interior angle rule. Well, the rule says that your angle, your interior angle, is half the intercepted arc. So my intercepted arcs for that would be the 48 plus the 56. And so I take that sum, which is 104. I'm taking half of that. So that gets me to my angle CEB, and that equals 52 degrees. So there's CEB. They want us to also find the measure of angle F. So if I'm looking at angle F is over here outside the circle. So that's an exterior angle. And so I use my exterior angle rule. That means that the measure of angle F, I'll put it over here. The measure of angle F is now half the difference of the intercepted arcs. Well, our intercepted arcs for angle F are from A to B. I'm hoping you see that. And B to D, the arcs that would be in the interior. So basically we half of, if I go A to B, I got to add the 144 and the 48. So that's really going to end up being 192. Subtract from our, what is it, D to B. So that's our 112. Oops, sorry about that. And we're going to take half of that difference. So that ends up being half of the 80, which means angle F, measure angle F is 40. So now, and then the last one they want us to find is the measure of angle DAC. So I'm looking for angle DAC. AC. If I look, here it is right here, D to A to C. That is a inscribed angle because A is the vertex that's on the circle. So the measure of angle DAC, because it's an inscribed angle, is half the intercepted arc. Well, the intercepted arc for DAC is from D to C, that arc. So I have to find the measure of that arc. And to get to the measure of that arc, I have to add the 112 and the 48. So basically, I'm taking half of 160. So the measure of angle DAC is 80 degrees. So there's your explanation for number 2, if you wanted to check your work. Hopefully that helps. Go to, if you need the explanation for the next, just hit the fast forward or the forward arrow to go to the next video in the playlist. Thanks.